Welcome back, everybody. We're on Off the Menu Podcast, episode 79.
79.
I'm your host, Tay. I'm here with my brothers, my co-host, Moose.
Hello.
P.
That's good.
And on today's episode, we have a very special guest via the hub, all the way from New England.
Yes,
sir. Oh, man.
Across the nation.
Across the nation. Rapper, green thumb, motorcyclist, go-getter, big stepper, going crazy.
Welcome in. Man.
Dope.
How long is that flight?
The flight 5 hours.
Okay.
About
That's
a little
not
over
terrible.
5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about the same from New York. Yeah, so it's about
New
the
York's like
distance.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah.
Of course, we got IT technical support in the backseat. Fu Ying.
Damn, son. I did not expect that one that time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
We do this every week.
Yeah. And it rotates. Sometimes
Yeah.
we're like the beer.
Yeah. Next time I'll do all three.
Okay.
But thank you guys for tuning in so far. Episode 79 Off the Menu Podcast. We have a very special guest to go ahead and just talk about what he's doing out here. All the way from Massachusetts. It's so
Yes, sir.
crazy.
Boston, Mass.
Yeah, that's crazy. And shout out to the producer for the album because he's here with him too, DJ Red Spoon.
DJ Rhythm
Spoons.
Spoons for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out DJ Rhythm Spoons.
Yeah, because he was able to put this all together. He hit us up in the DMs and it's like, hey, yo, I'm doing something for this artist. I produced his album and we're gonna be doing a little album release. And then I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and get him on because usually we do Salt Lake City, Utah stuff. But this is the first time, we're bringing someone on.
We nationwide.
Yeah, this let you guys know this is not just limited to what we're doing here, and we want to make sure to highlight everyone in the world as possible using this platform.
First of many, man.
That's dope.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. We'll start off with who are you and what do you do?
I go by the name of Via the Hub, representing New England, Boston, Massachusetts, to be specific. I'm just a hip hop artist. Motorcyclist, green thumb, like you said. But this music is my passion. It's my art. It's my therapy. And I linked up with Brother Rhythm Spoons late last year, and he sent me a beat pack like 6 hours later. About a day later, I had a whole project done. I'm like, all right, that's a good start.
Damn. He literally says
He said he finished it in 24 hours.
Yeah, oh God.
Facts.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he got it about me. Like the music tell me what to write. So, he hit me up really like mid last year. I wasn't really in a creative space, going through my own little issues and all that. But when I got back in, like when the winter hit in Boston, I was like, you know what? I write a lot in the winter. So I hit him up. He sent me them beats, and we here now.
Wow.
It's only been since last year? Halfway through last year? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, he sent me the beats in December.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's even
6
shorter.
months in.
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
crazy.
You know what it is because you're not riding your bike in the winter.
Right.
So you in the house, you got to do something else.
Exactly. I got to store it up for the winter.
Taking care of the plants in the house.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the one thing we enjoyed about your music is that it really brought back like a true form of what hip hop was to us as in that generation from 90s kids to 2000s, from the production itself to the lyrics that you carried on into the music. It really
The cadence.
it really just pulled it back and I was like, man, I felt like it was 2004 again.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Nostalgic.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And that's the era I'm from. My greats, like I look up to, DJ Premier's, Alchemist, Guru, Nas. So those are the ones that raised me, Tupac. So, I'm pretty much all of that mashed up together.
How long have you been making music for?
Well, I remember my first rhyme, I must have been like 8 years old. After my grandmother passed, I remember just being in her green room with a guitar my father bought me, writing a rhyme. And that was, from there, it was just gone.
Yeah. It was like, did it come naturally to you? Like, did you feel like it was natural?
It came, yeah, I would say so. I come from a music background. Like my father's a drummer. He was a drummer with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No way.
Facts.
Who's that?
What?
No, you gotta explain it. I'm really bad with my memory, If you name a song, I might know.
Good Vibrations.
I'm terrible with song titles too.
You just
I know. I fumbled twice.
Yeah.
Mark
Shit.
Wahlberg's brother wrote the song. He's he used to be in what was it?
Talking about Donnie.
Yeah,
Donnie
Donnie Wahlberg.
He was in New Kids on the Block
Yeah,
with Joey
yeah.
McIntyre.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Marky Mark is Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a rapper.
What the
He
fuck?
was. Yeah, Mark was. Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg is his older brother who wrote the song "Good Vibrations."
Man, I got more homework to do.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
yeah, new Kids on the Block, dude. You know that at least.
I do
right?
know that,
Okay,
of
just wanted to
course.
make sure.
I feel so ashamed right now.
"Please Don't Go, Girl" is one of my favorite karaoke songs.
Dude, we need to do karaoke again.
We're gonna have to spruce you up. And
I've
get
been
you back in there.
daydreaming about it. Like I've been at work and be like, man, I need to do karaoke sometime soon. I'm fiending.
Yeah. So your dad was a drummer for
Yes,
them.
yes. And my grandmother's she was a piano teacher. So growing up over there during the summers, waking up to hearing the piano downstairs. So the music's always been in me. But I guess just being a lyricist was my own way of expressing myself through music. So
Yeah.
Did you learn how to play any of the other instruments?
I
that
had,
you're playing?
yeah, when I was younger, I was playing the piano, violin, and my father got me a guitar. He got me a drum set, but me and my mom was in an apartment complex, so I couldn't really bang too much on them things. So I just went straight to the lyrics.
Nah.
So you started at 8 years old. That's when you first started like realizing that, oh, I can do this. Like you did your first lyric, but then when did you start taking music seriously?
So let's say like my first studio session, I must have been about 19 or 20. Because I was writing up that whole time, but then people was like, man, you need to get in the studio, man. So yeah, after high school, actually not, during high school. So around high school time, I probably started messing around in basements and stuff like that, hitting the studio up. And as far as serious, shoot, a few years really, you know, just toggling life and like, you know, let me just try to put my best foot forward, see what we could do with this music.
Yeah. And it seems to like be going well, like with their projects, like dating back from almost like 4 years ago,
Yes,
from
sir.
like what social media and like what the media has, like the internet.
Right.
So like, you know, it's been, I mean, you know, we look at all the music. I went back as far as, so you did that tribute one. It was like 3 years ago, but like the evolution of your lyrics like definitely grew into this newest project as well.
Right.
You can definitely hear a lot of differences throughout the years, and like maybe it may be like personal experiences that you're going through or
Right.
like stuff. And so you can actually feel it in your music at that time that you were going through different phases of your life.
Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, that's my therapy, man. And I'm trying to, like, I'm not trying to, you know, my art is what it is, so you take it for what it is. I write it for myself first and foremost, whoever out there like it, then that's what's up. But I'm definitely trying to find a medium where I could provide a good experience for the listeners out there, you know, not be too personal or political or whatever. But yeah, so this project, he got it up out of me though, like the beats, it told me what to write, and we here now. I would not expect to be sitting here right now from when we were messaging back and forth. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy connection that you had there. Is like, did you guys ever meet in person, or is it just
So-
something over the internet?
My first time meeting him was on Friday.
Man.
Really?
That's why I'm
What
like,
the hell?
this is crazy
This
to
is
like
crazy.
actually see, because like once
Sure.
again,
Yeah,
you've been
that-
working together for what, 6 months? You said.
Yeah,
See?
6 months.
just through
and
messaging
running with
and
it
like
right here.
wow.
Yeah, that's fire.
This is just the beginning. Like, he's
Yeah.
showed me around the whole city, and I built a decent network since I've been out here. I know I'm gonna be back. I'm thinking in my head, like, man, I might gotta get an apartment out here or something.
You might have
Yeah.
to.
You're
Serious.
saying that you really enjoyed the city. Like
Yeah.
what is it about Salt Lake that you really, really enjoy?
So my first impression driving from the airport, I'm like, okay, this is up and coming. I see a lot of the infrastructure, a lot of new buildings and
Yeah.
stuff. And then on a person-to-person basis, all the people I've been around, it's just genuine love. It's different than New England. I mean, New England, I love New England too, but out here, it's just refreshing. People are accepting. And the culture, there's a whole lot of different culture out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm born and raised here, and that's something I was always surprised when people were like, we have a stigma towards us. But my experience, at least in Salt Lake, we're very diverse. Even like if you go different parts of the city, like
Right.
there's like Asian folk, Mexican folk, there's different communities, like
Polynesians, a
it's
lot of Polynesians.
a lot of Polynesians for sure.
Definitely.
So it's refreshing to hear somebody say that finally, instead of be like,
You
it's
just
a
got
lot
white- you
of
just got white people here.
yeah. It's like, yeah, if you stay on the east side of the city, geez.
South side.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful city, though, man. I could definitely see myself out here.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
will be out here shortly, too.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you on a show out here for sure.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to put together an event for like a guest, all our guests that do music out here. You know, we might have to have you one of them performing up there.
Trying to do a
Just
little
let me know the date, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the tickets.
Yeah, we'll get something worked out. We'll see what we can get going. But yeah, so like, and Utah is a crazy scene to be growing into music as well, because a lot of the musicians that have been working out here, they've been doing this stuff for years, but it
Yeah.
wasn't until like, the last couple of years that they've been able to grasp on that Utah has a music scene and we need to make something happen. So it's beautiful that you are coming from outside in and like seeing what's going on here, and there's
Right.
potential for people to grow here. So
Right.
we do appreciate that you are able to notice that we're trying to make sure that the city grows, and
Absolutely.
eventually it's going to blossom into
Absolutely.
something we want it to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about like, why are you here in Utah,
Yeah,
and then
I was curious about that.
and then let's go into the project that you were working on.
Right. So we wrapped the project up a couple months ago, and we set the release for the 11th, which was Saturday, May 11th. And he booked a radio interview for me and listening session at the Utah Creative Chamber.
Yeah,
There we go.
shout out to
CJ.
CJ.
That was CJ.
Sure, shout out CJ.
Yep.
So yeah, he just had everything in a nice little press run ready to go for me. So I told him I'd come out. I don't think he believed me. I sent him that ticket, the itinerary and stuff. Like, I'm coming, man. It's lit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm out here for. Just enjoy the city, enjoy the people, and try to get my name out here a little bit.
Yeah,
Network.
that's really it's really good that you can make a connection with someone from only 6 months ago, and then to see where you're at now,
Right.
sitting in a room and going over the weekend you just had, and to be able to talk about stuff that you've been doing over the past few months is
Right.
crazy.
It
You know,
is. It's-
Even you coming here, it's like we usually kind of get an idea of who's coming. Like, oh, they're from Utah. I was like, oh, we met them at this
Yeah.
place. We met
Yeah.
at this event. And then I asked, I was like, how do we know this guy? And then Taze was like, yeah, they hit us up. And I was like, from where? He was like, Maryland. I'm like, what in the hell? I was like, yeah. So it's even the same thing with us. It's all connecting
right.
through the internet.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is dope though. This is dope, man.
you.
Even to give an artist from out of state, your platform and try to build with them and stuff. That's dope. Of
course.
And I appreciate that.
Oh, we
for
appreciate hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming, man. That's a long ways from home.
sure. Dope, for sure. 2,000 miles. Man.
Yeah, shoot.
Sure.
That's even crazier to hear now in numbers. We know it's far, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is DJ, you from Utah or where you from? I know with this, he's off Louisiana. There we go. Okay. New Orleans.
Oh, my brother's living there right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's in the Coast Guard, so he hates it. I mean, he loves the food. He's like, dude, I've gained so much weight since being here.
The food is crazy. I was just in New Orleans in September.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there.
I need to make my way, but I'm gonna lose.
Celebrate Mardi Gras out there, huh?
Not me. I'm married.
you can still celebrate. You
That's
just
true.
have to do
I guess
stuff.
when I look at it, my brother's single, so he's out there just hoeing out. So of course I'm gonna be like, from his perspective, he's like, yeah, I'm just going on dates. Me and this girl. He's living the big city life. I swear.
Yeah, but so let's go ahead and talk about it. So you just released it here. You did a soft release here on Saturday. You did a listening party for it and everything. All of Vanity.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and go over the project that you were able to put together, and let's talk about the music that you were able to generate together.
Yes, sir. All is Vanity. So, DJ Rhythm Spoons, he produced, I think, 6 or 7 tracks out of the 10. And, yeah, what's the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, we're just talking about the project. So you
Okay.
came out
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
how you guys met. You guys
Yeah.
talked about the project. So you guys did.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Minute After 8 and Push Buttons Beats. Yeah.
There we go.
So those are the other producers on the album. So, yeah, I mean, he just sent me that beat pack, and literally a day later, I had all these songs. I'm like, yeah, this is a project, man. Like, so yeah, I packaged it up like that. I was like, yo, I'm about to come out there and holler at you. I don't think he believed me. So a few months later, he's like, all right, I'm gonna set this up, set that up, and here I am.
Yeah.
The project, I mean, starting from the top, Pocket Full of Sovereigns, the intro. I knew that immediately to be the intro. I sent him a voice note of after I wrote it or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's the intro, and just kept going from there. Like,
What was like the emotional journey for you when you created it? Once again, you did it in a short amount of time. So
Right.
what was kind of like the picture that you were trying to depict or paint for yourself and as well as listeners?
right. So my music, I try to stay away from too much negativity or glorifying a certain lifestyle.
Okay.
'Cause I lived a lot of that stuff, you know, and it's nothing pretty, man. I did prison time and all that stuff. So,
Right.
you know, but I still got to put it in there, you know, just being who I am and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as the emotions, it was like word is bond. Like when I'm writing, it's you know, it's just taking me through different. It's the beat really that's telling me what
course.
to write. So it's
Right.
like I'm just going through my you know, memories and stuff,
we
and
go.
it's just coming out. It's just coming out. It's
and you're just
flowing
reflecting on your life and what had
Exactly.
happened.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And the name No Vanity, where'd that come from?
All is vanity.
All is vanity. Sorry.
Yes, sir. All is vanity. I was so around that time in December, January, I was watching a lecture series by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and it was called All is Vanity. And then he referred the listeners to the Bible, a chapter in the Bible called Ecclesiastes. And we had King Solomon talking about vanity and everything in life and, you know, all the material things. And, you know, at the end of the day, the poor man and the rich man, they're going to go in the same grave. So everything else, all is vanity. So that stuck in my head. And I'm like, you know what? That's going to be the theme of the album. And I got the writing after he sent me the beats and pretty much shaped all those songs around that theme about the, you know, materialism, what's really important in life.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was saying 456. You say, these prayers help me get through this maze.
Yes, sir. Prayers.
Yeah. These prayers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
pray.
want-
Yes, sir. Prayers. What I say? Saying prayers get me through the
through the
mazes.
mazes, yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah. I was like, what were you reflecting or thinking about when you were, you know, saying that?
Right. So that's
your
just
life.
that's just basically like, you know, I know God to be a merciful force, and times where I feel like I'm not even worthy of His mercy, you know, it's still He's hearing the prayers. And I'm not walking out on sight. I'm walking out on faith. So it's like as I'm doing that, the prayers are getting me through all the mazes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, not just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. What would you say was your favorite song, or like the one that you cherished on that tape? Like there's ones like that you hold.
Right. My favorite song. The Last Laugh stuck out to me because I'm starting out writing that song. Not really criticizing, but talking to men and where they stand at in the culture or the street life, and then I'm pointing towards the women with the promiscuity and stuff like, or promiscuity, how you say it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hold up, third verse, I'm like, man, you better talk about yourself, man. So, you know, I put myself out there, so I like how I did that whole thing.
Right.
And what else stuck out? The intro, Pocket Full of Sovereigns. That
good,
was
yeah.
dope. 456. I
like 456 a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
yeah. That's my joint. And Word is Bond.
Yeah.
For real. Yes, sir.
How was it like getting the beat pack and then going into the music and realizing that, because was it a complete 24 hours when you got into it and then you finished and then you were like, this is it, I'm good?
Yeah, it was a well, he was sending me more after that.
Of course. He's like,
He heard it. He's like, yo, I need you to keep going. I need you to keep going.
Yeah. He was sending me more after that, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just lock in right here and let's just put this out. I really want to show him that I was serious. You know, he went out his way to do all this. I'm like, we got something. Let's package it up and see what we could do with it. But yeah.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Random Spoons because he was able to like put such a connection with you and give you the tools that you needed, and you just sharpened everything you had and just went at it. Right. That's what it sounds like. Because, like I said, listening to like previous projects and getting into All is Vanity is like there's a big jump into what you are. Who are you now, right?
Yeah.
And did you feel like there was a difference between, you know, from starting into like getting into this project that you're working on or that you finished? Was there a difference in who you were?
Absolutely. Every day is I'm changing. Like life be lifing, man. So you know, and I just my music reflects that for sure. So there's definitely a difference. I mean, I'm pretty sure the next project I'm gonna be talking about, you know, riding down State Street or whatever, you know what I'm saying, in the mountains and all that. I went to Park City yesterday. That was pretty
There we
dope.
go.
Yeah.
Park City's fun.
And then how many stops have you been to? Like along just like your different trips around the country?
Shoot, I travel a lot, man. Shoot, Chicago, Detroit, Houston, New Orleans here, Mississippi, Florida.
Are you performing at these places?
Oh no, this is just leisure, man.
Yeah. Oh, really? And just
This
trying
is
to
my first.
you're-
This is my first stop. Like really,
okay.
you know. So it's like back to what you were saying as far as taking it serious. I mean, in all actuality, this is really like me taking it serious, like going out to travel to better myself in the career and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
network and meet people
right.
in those different states.
Absolutely.
And when you get in.
Right.
Smart. It's a smart
The
place.
Utah Creative Chamber is the perfect place to start too.
Yeah.
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 People over
Dope
there.
place.
Yeah, good people. They
Yeah.
try to set up opportunities for a lot of artists and creatives.
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
people in general, they're always not even just like not. You don't even have to be creative artists. If you just are hungry for something, they'll help you figure out what you're needing to get into. You know,
Yeah.
and they've been able to provide a place and a safe space first to a lot of people that just really just need to be somewhere and be like, yo, I can be creative or I can do something like that. So
Right.
shout out to CJ for being
shout
able
out
to
to CJ, man.
put
That's a
everything
good brother.
together. Yeah.
I was gonna ask him, and have you performed? Or like, when's the last time you've performed?
Shoot, last time I performed, I would say not this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, life be life, man.
Of course.
Performance, I don't. It got to be at least a couple years. for
Really?
real, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple years. Yes,
Is this
sir.
an album that you want to perform?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you just plant these seeds to kind of.
Yep.
There we
We're
go.
gonna see. We're gonna see how they sprout.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's the green thumb, and he's like, "Yep, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to show you." No, I'm and like we. It's such an eye opening project for sure for us as a listener because, like I said, it takes us back. And the first thing, like they walk into the door and they're like, "Yo, that was actually like he's really good. Like he's amazing at what he's doing." And we were like, I was like, "Yeah, that's why." I was like, "We need to have him on because it wasn't just like." Being able to connect together, but it was also to be able to hear your story and like,
Right.
what, because like I said, going into the project and like, we're open-minded to when we're listening to any artist, right? But I'm telling you, when I sit in there, I had my headphones in and I'm sitting there like, oh man, like I feel like a kid again. Like I felt like how I felt like living at my parents' house and like listening to music back in the day on demand, going back and like listening, watching music videos. It really just took me into a place where like, it was like a time capsule. The whole project was like a time capsule to me because I kind of, I felt a lot of the stuff that you were saying.
That's dope. That's dope, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do with my music. I mean, a lot. I got a lot of people in my ears. With, yo, you need to make something for the clubs, or the parties, and all that. I'm like, well, nah. Let them artists do it. That I gotta have a balance. My music is for the morning after when you wake up with the hangover, and you gotta realize like, what am I doing with my life?
He got that hangover music for y'all.
Get God in your life.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
right.
your music's refreshing, and now it's even more refreshing now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. For sure.
So you talked about some influences you had before. Your family played a big part in you like starting music, and then when you actually started like getting into music, who were your influences then? So you talked about like DJ Premier, Alchemist, and all that stuff. But
Nas.
as far as like MCs go, because you're from the East Coast,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So like who were like who were they then and who are they now?
I would say Nas is like raised me. Nas raised me. I've always been a fan of Gangstar, Guru, Premier. But my music palette, it wasn't just restricted to the East. I mean, the South, UGK. Who else we got from the South? Let me see. I said Nas, Hove.
Do you like Big Crit?
Hot Boys,
Hot Boys. Oh yeah, for sure.
Currency,
Currency. I can't
Yeah.
forget about the Hot Boys.
Boys,
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
He over here trying to-
That's that Louisiana, and he's like,
like
don't forget
giving
the Hot
the
Boys. He's like, why you fanning yourself off?
Nah, the Hot Boys had me putting foil in my teeth when I was in elementary school.
We always, I
yeah.
did that shit too, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Facts.
I was so scared if it gets stuck in your teeth, and then you fucking find it later.
You definitely grew up in Utah.
That was gonna happen to me, bro.
We're from Portland, so like everyone did that stuff. Like South had a big influence on like
Them Gangsta
a
Grills.
lot of time. Like that's what's
far.
crazy is that you would think because Portland doesn't have its own sound. We listened to a lot of West Coast, we listened to all that stuff, but we were really influenced by Southern music at that time. From Wayne to UGK to Hot Boys, all that stuff.
Right.
That's what people were bumping in Portland.
Okay,
I say Salt Lake don't have a sound either quite yet.
quite yet.
We're about to get there.
Renaissance- DJ
it's coming.
Renaissance said, hey.
It's coming.
Definitely.
I'm with that, man.
I think it's already here. People just haven't heard it yet.
That's true. That could be true too.
That is true. So he's like, yeah, there you go. But that's what they're working on, you know, with producers and DJs that are coming out and like trying to get people to connect and stuff. You know, shout out to them that are being able to bring out artists like the via the hub, because like this is something, like I said, it goes back to like when we started the podcast, we would never think that we'd be in a position to sit down with you or like anything like that, because we were strictly just gonna mess around. We're gonna do conspiracies and all that stuff. And now we're sitting with someone that's, you know, from Boston and talking about like how beautiful Utah is and like seeing how like that is really like a glass, you know, and he's like able to tell us like, this is what I see, you know, because we live here. This is our fishbowl. That's what Utah is a fishbowl of stuff, waiting to just, you know, it's gonna wait until it overflow and the people are gonna be like, oh, you guys are from Utah, that you guys do that in Utah. It's like, no, it's been here.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
And not for nothing, like 75% of the album is produced by these, you know, Random Spoons, and we got Minute After 8. That's the Utah sound right there. It's just, you know, my vocals over it. So
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it though, is that the internet is such a crazy place where you can actually just meet with someone and like, or see someone as talented as you, and then for him to be as talented as he is and be like, yo, I think we can do something together.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would never imagine me flying out to Salt Lake City, Utah, man.
Out of all places,
Take
too.
some balls, man. Like I said,
Places.
yeah, that's some crazy shit. To be honest, like
Crazy.
to anybody else, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you? Yeah, God. And not even to perform, like you said, you just came out here to see what's good.
Yep, and network,
leisure.
man.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in coincidences. So
There we go.
You know, I know this is just the beginning of something great for sure.
Yeah. You know, we're ready for you to do a little tour now because, like I said,
That's
listen
fire,
to
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like, we have to have you at least do like your first spot here in Utah.
Absolutely.
You got to make a spot. here.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask on the album that you guys had a lot of choir incorporated. Did you actually have like a live?
Yes, live choir.
Shit,
So
that's
on
fire.
Identify Flying Objects.
Shit's so fire.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
that
reached
shit
out
is
to
so
a
fire.
choir. Yes, sir. I sent them the track and I wrote it and I told them how to do it and they made it happen for me. For
Hey,
sure.
made it. Yeah, identifying objects part 2 was
that's so
that
sick.
choir at the end is so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's some Kirk Franklin
No,
shit.
because I love that shit, or at least imagine, because I don't make music, right? But I love the process of what every artist goes through, because it's pretty crazy. And any like artist behind the scenes, it's just like, how did the idea come? How did it, like, what was the process? What steps did you take? And to hear like every musician, the way they do, even like bands, how they have to perform every instrument like individually, like I can't even wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So my mind just blown.
It was the music that he sent to me. Like
Yeah.
I wrote my verse, but then I hear singing in my head. I'm like, okay, I need a choir now. All right, so I'm networking. Like, I need a choir. Found the choir. They was like, all right, boom. So
And you just writing the lyrics for them to sing, and
Yeah.
and then the melody they kind of
no, I had
you
the
did it?
melody and everything. I told him how to do the melody and everything.
Wow.
Sure.
That's so gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that really is.
Like he's that's so
sir.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, like a few of the tracks were like kind of like angelic in a way. Like you can feel a presence that you needed to feel at
Vanity,
that time.
man.
It is. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You know,
that
and it
shit's-
worked
yeah.
though. It totally
Yes, sir.
it totally worked out to the point where like
Yeah.
you guys totally thought this through and through from beginning to end.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man.
So what is like your favorite like process or your steps when you create a song? I guess you could say, like, what is your favorite part in creating a song? Whether it's writing the lyrics, whether it's getting in the studio, whether it's actually mixing, mastering, putting it all together. You know,
Yep.
what's that favorite part?
The writing for sure. It's not
Yeah.
the mixing and mastering. 'Cause that is tedious.
That's just paper. Yeah.
Tedious. But writing, because I'll be sitting there writing sometimes, and I'll be like, "Yo, how am I thinking of this? Shit? Like, it's crazy." For sure. And then I catch myself spitting the verse over and over and over, and I'm like, "Damn, how am I coming up with this?" So that's the best part for me. I surprise myself all the time.
Yeah. And so when you're writing lyrics, do you already have like the cadence and your metronome in your head, or are you just writing it and then you're figuring it out after?
It's the beat that tells me how to. do
Oh,
all
so you
that.
take the beat first and then it's
Right. So he sent me the beat, and I within the first 15, 20 seconds, I know where I want to go with it.
Wow, 15, 20 seconds.
yeah, it's fire.
And then it just comes out, like just pours out.
Yeah, when artists are able to like get a beat and then like find the melody to put on that beat is something so hard for me to like understand, because I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
Like I can sing along,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, I can sing along, but like if you give me a straight beat and I'm like, okay, where do I go from fucking here? You know?
No, yeah. Even like sometimes karaoke songs when there's no like backtrack of them singing. Like I'm like, okay, it's a little intimidating right now.
Yeah, it just comes natural though. You know? But I probably got to say that came with experience. I mean, I've been writing for so long now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was an issue back in the day, but now it's just like I just got to hear the beat. I got to see some colors, like the beat's giving me pictures and colors and words, and I just put it in form. And
It's that breath work too. The breath work is insane, especially being a rapper as well. Like that's something that you have to practice.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I can only
Absolutely.
imagine that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about like you thinking about like colors and stuff because like Pharrell talked about it best, and like he says that when he produces, he actually sees like real colors.
Yeah, same here when I'm writing. It's the
There
same
you go.
thing.
Okay, see, like
Same
it's
thing, man.
It's such a crazy process to even think like to even just hold on to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm inspired now. Shoot.
We're gonna start
We're gonna start a band?
I would love to. I would love to.
He does want to get into music, so yeah.
Yeah, I know
I'd
you
love
do.
to.
So we have like a question here we usually ask our artists, and so like with your experience in music and stuff, if you had like to make a dream album with one producer, one singer, and one other rapper, and you do whatever you need to do on your album, and have a 15 or 16 tracks,
Boom.
who would you have in your all-star lineup?
Okay, so one producer, one rapper, one singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm locked in with Rhythm Spoons right now, so I know.
There we go.
Yeah, we're going to get Rhythm Spoons and we're going to lock in. Singer. Man, it's a tough one.
Yeah, you have a lot of background in music
and you
too.
can think of a
Dead or alive.
group, or a
Dead
group,
or
too,
alive.
a group of
Okay.
singers,
Group
too,
of
like,
singers,
yeah,
you
whatever.
know?
Yeah, just some vocals that you want on the
Yup.
pitch.
I'll probably rock with Tim's.
Oh,
I like Tim's. Just to try something different, you know.
Yeah.
Rapper wise,
New age.
let me see. I might have to go. You know what? This is random as hell. But I've always wanted to work with Styles P. Styles P.
Oh,
great.
really?
Styles
Styles
P.
P. That's out the left field.
Yeah.
No ball.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that yet either.
Yeah. No, that's. I'm trying to imagine it now because
So,
I'm trying to.
yeah,
I have to imagine how you are linking it with Styles P and then Thames,
Thames.
and we already know how you work with Random Spoon.
Oh, on the same track?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
the
it's a
album.
album.
It's
It's a whole album.
It's a whole album.
okay,
It's not
okay.
even just
Whole
one
album.
song. It's
Okay, so if it's a whole album, then I'm going to have to go Nas then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There we
I'll
go.
go Nas.
Okay.
I was like Styles P for one song, it makes sense, but then a whole 15
nah,
or
nah.
16 tracks, I was
And,
like,
okay, for the whole album. Okay, Tim's. We're going to do, for the singer, man, that's a tough one, bro. I'm going to be here all day thinking because I'm critical, man.
I hear you.
It's a loaded question.
It
it's
is.
also like who do you find yourself be able to fit with
Or
or
would
fit
fit
into
with
what
you.
you're doing, right?
Yep. Singer wise, I like SZA.
Oh,
Ooh.
This is good.
We might
Yeah.
be able to make something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I could think of right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I was thinking like Lauryn Hill.
Lauren Hill, yeah, for sure.
That'd
See,
be
there you
fire,
go.
yeah.
It is a hard question to answer
Yeah.
because then
Yeah,
you
it
start
is.
putting the bits and pieces together. You're like, see,
There's so many
It's like how would they sound going through a whole album, right?
Right.
Like one single would be like, okay, I can get these people together for sure.
Exactly.
But then a
Yeah.
whole 15 or
Album.
16 tracks, you're like, okay, now I have to play it with differently. Like, do I want SZA on for 15 or 16 tracks? How am I going to sound with that? Or
Right.
stuff
yeah.
like that.
And with my creative process, I have to listen to the music first to see who's going to get on it. Like, but yeah.
And it's kind of hard too when you have because every collab album, it's because these guys just really meshed super well off the jump, even energy wise too.
Yeah.
So it is a very, very difficult question to
For
answer.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so I kind of want to go into your background. So we already talked about a little background in your music and stuff. How was life for you growing up?
Okay, yeah. So born in Boston. A lot of my schooling years was on the South Shore of Boston, Stoughton, Randolph, Taunton. I mean, for one, my mom took us out the ghetto for me to do the schooling, so I appreciate her for that. Because, the rest of my cousins are stuck in the hood and going to, but it was cool, though. I had fun. I look back now, I was tired of school. I was tired of living where I was, but I look back now like, yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
That's how I feel about my childhood too. Because I mean, middle school, every kid was, especially in my middle school, we weren't just out. It was just like we felt like it was lame. But now I'm like, it was nice, dude. We were freaking walking home from school every day, just fucking goofing off. So it was
sure.
like, I totally feel that.
Didn't have to worry about all that extra shit.
Yeah.
I
And
was-
then something that I've been curious about because I'm a conspiracy guy, but then also I like spiritual stuff. You lived in Boston.
Right.
Boston's one of the most like haunted cities in all of America.
Oh, that's Salem.
Yeah. Have you had any experiences or like have you like seen anything yourself in Boston? Because I always wanted to go and just like see some scary shit.
Nope. Nope.
Do you see the music he makes?
What is
I was
wrong
so
with
close.
you?
I was so
It's
close.
not. It's not a horror film.
Keep God in your life, Moose.
Have you ever watched Celebrity Ghost Story? There's some random people on there.
Yeah.
maybe if he gets there, he'll be like, I'll try it out. It's my hometown.
I wanted to ask. I was like, Boston, man.
The scariest thing I see is
Real life.
like methadone mile in Boston, where it's everybody just drugged out and hopeless. So that's the scariest thing for me to see. People that just gave up on life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like zombies out there.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of crazy stuff where like people like they're called drug hunters and they go to every city or like
Really?
and then find like like in Philly they have like a fentanyl problem, so like they just
Oh, yeah.
in Oregon.
In Kensington. Yep.
Yeah, see, and like so it's like it's crazy. They literally go around to all these cities and find wherever this is, and they have it's like similar stories of like people just gave up on life, just get drugged up, and then they sit there and just like they're just totally out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it even here. Like Utah has its own bag of problems in
Yeah.
some places. And then even LA, last time I went to LA, oh my God. It was like, I was in a nice hotel too. The second I came outside, just see people lined up under the bridges, wherever
Yeah.
have you, wherever there was space. It's just,
San
it's
Fran's like
yeah,
that too.
crazy.
it's all
San
over
Fran-
the
You
place.
never seen a 5-star tent? those
Please
guys,
explain. I thought about Harry Potter.
now they be getting crazy. They got running water. They got Xbox. They got Wi-Fi. They got
a
everything.
stove, yeah.
It's crazy out there right now.
There's some shit.
That's
yeah.
making the best out of a good or
Yeah,
any
yeah.
situation, man.
Yeah.
We were on the freeway and this guy had a whole working car just like boxed up. He just had the battery running, no gas or anything. He just turned on the battery and just he had the fan running. I was like, this is crazy. to see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world's crazy right now.
You're so wild, dude. 5-story tent. Damn.
Well, I want to. I mean, we're just gonna take hit on the background, but I want to say like, I want to ask, what was one of the hardships that you've had to deal with that you could probably say to us and maybe the viewers that could relate in a sense and maybe show kind of the brighter side of things when you went through something bad and how you overcame that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I know you mentioned you went to prison or you went to jail, right? Yeah, and I don't want to. Once again, if you don't want to talk about that,
No,
that's fine,
it's
yeah.
all good. Yeah. It wasn't too long. It was about 2.5 years. It was long enough though. It felt like forever.
You know?
But so yeah, going in there and losing everything,
Right.
and and coming out and just having to get it out the mud and start from the bottom again.
Yeah.
I mean, the faith really kept me afloat. Like I said,
Yeah.
the prayers get me through the mazes. And I wouldn't even imagine myself even being here.
Right.
From that, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, just having faith, man, and having a good. I got to shout out my family and stuff
There you
for
go.
holding it down.
And then, of course, condolences. You said you lost your grandmother, right? That was
Yes,
one of the
yes,
biggest
sir,
hardships
yes,
you
sir.
mentioned.
Yes, sir. My cousin Bo, my Cali Coast,
Yeah.
for sure. You remember on 456, I said I miss Cali and I miss Coast.
Oh, there we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm out in Cali off the coast.
And that's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was
trying
when
to
you
put it
said
together,
that, I
but
was
now
trying
it
to put it
makes
together. I was like, you talk about like, Cali
Cali?
and then going to the coast, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now
Yeah.
this
That
is
makes
much more
sense.
deeper meaning
yeah,
to
Yeah,
it.
it makes
yeah.
sense.
Those are my two brothers from Mattapan. We was tight as hell, and they both got murdered, Cali and Coast. So yeah.
Yeah, our condolences to that because like now like listening to your music and like there's so much that you can pull from the music
It's
and like how
layers.
you're
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
you've been able to play with your words. Your wordplay is you articulate everything. You kind of put things together. And I'm like, did he just say that? Did he just put that together? And it's like, holy crap! And then now you're like telling the story about your brothers and like talking about like. I was literally thinking, like, what is he saying about
This
the
is
coast?
Cali Coast. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, cool.
And okay, I was like,
sir.
okay, yeah. And then also when you like talked about like Tupac being influenced, I was like, okay, so he does like have West Coast influence in like music and like
Sure.
who'd you listen to? So I was thinking, okay.
Yeah.
And then when for you to say that, I was like, now it starts to make sense.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just layers. So the songs are like, I like to, they're kind of like movies. You see a movie once and then go back and see it again. You're like, oh, snap. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it is with the music, though. There's layers to all my stuff. I know I get a little deep, but, there's understanding layers for everybody, for sure.
Yeah.
There's substance there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the point though. I feel like because music now is somewhat a commercial. I've been saying that where they just wanted people to listen and not for the right reasons, you know.
Right.
So I think that the intentions that you have behind your music means a lot. You know,
Absolutely.
It shows compassion
Yeah.
and passion about how you carry yourself and what
Right.
you want to bring in to the world in a sense.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
hope so with that, I want it to be timeless. You know,
There we go. Yeah,
people gonna be
exactly.
talking about. They're gonna be peeling back my bars for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh snap! It's definitely layers to it though, for sure.
Yeah, and like sitting with you the last like 40 minutes, like hearing like what you've gone through and like what you've been able to put into your music. Like there's now it's adding more layers to layers,
Right.
You know, and there's more of a background to what you're
sure.
saying and what you're doing. What I want to ask, like, what are your hopes for the future you in music?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm really not in it for the Grammys and the fame and all of that. I just want to make good art, and if my music falls on the right ears, if I can help somebody out with their day or their life or their situation or influence them to move this way, or that's my job is done.
Yeah.
That's it. Obviously, I would like to get a decent buzz going and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's art at the end of the day, and we gonna let the God handle it from there.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just good intentions that you have at the end of the day. And like I said, there's not a lot of, I wouldn't say there's not a lot of artists that have that, but in reality, it's just hard to kind of find that in music as of lately.
Yeah.
In a sense,
Right.
You know?
That's for sure. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
In this day and age, people like music for a very different reasons
Yeah.
than they
Exactly.
used to, right? So even like hip hop, it's for me. I used to love hip hop. I've disconnected over the years more and more as it kind of has gone on.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a tough listen. That's why when we were listening to All Is Vanity, I was literally when I was literally just listening to it, I was like, man, like I can't believe how this really makes you feel. Because how often do you listen to music nowadays and you feel something other than like, oh yeah, I can listen to this in a club or I can blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Right. But
Yeah.
with All Is Vanity, every single track through and through, all 10 tracks you listen to, and you're like, man, like this is like almost to me in a pure form of what hip hop felt like to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And,
And-
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that hasn't happened in like over 10 years to me, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to convey and do every time I put my pen to the paper. For sure, just try to keep it organic, natural, and
Yep.
smooth.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching, make sure you guys listen to the music because there's a bigger picture that he's painting through the lyrics and DJ Random Spoon with the production. A minute past or a minute after. What was it?
Yes, sir. Minute after 8.
Minute after 8.
Yes, sir.
Like what they've been able to do and like because it's not just the lyrics, but going back to just the production itself. Like how you were saying, it all starts with the beats. And like that's the very first thing you hear when it comes on, and you're like, and it draws you in and ready. And then when you start coming on, the attraction gets fully pulled in, and like it's an immersive, feeling that you get when you're listening to All Is Vanity, at least.
Right. And I have to give a shout out to Sauce Fendi, the engineer. That we sat for hours and hours and hours just mixing down it, and then Alex Reverbery. Linked with him. He mastered the album. He mastered Outkast's Speaker Box and Love Below.
Ooh,
Yeah, so he teamed up with me and we got the job done. That was dope too.
Oh man.
These roots go deep, man.
yeah, layers.
Layers.
Yeah,
For sure.
Adding more and more layers. So with like the project All Is Vanity just recently coming out, how soon do you see yourself getting back into it, and like, or where do you see yourself pushing this? Because this is something that people need to listen to first of all,
Right.
and let this marinate and let this like take over this time or take over the course of time. Because like you said, you want this to be timeless, and I feel like what you just released and put together is going to be timeless as long as it gets to the ears out there.
Right. So initially, I was going to come out here. We were supposed to get the vinyls done by this weekend. Vinyls, cassette tape, CD, and USB. So we're going to do a package with the vinyl, CD, cassette tape, USB. But life was lifing, and everything didn't happen on time. But that's the next phase of this. All Is Vanity. We're going to do that. I'm going to be touching some other cities, networking, and we're just going to be building on it for a while.
We're gonna need that. We're
That's
gonna
so
need that
sick.
package.
Absolutely.
Right.
I need one hanging up right there.
Got you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Got you.
I miss the days of physical copy, man.
Right.
You know, like I go back to like music and stuff. Like I haven't bought a physical copy in forever. Like and the reason is that is because you just buy a CD now. It's just a CD, right? And now there's so much more to offer. So like we have the All Is Nego up there. He released like shirts with it, and like so all the projects that people are working on, like they come with like photo cards or like signed stuff that people want to look forward to collecting. And so for you to be releasing a package like that, it gives people something that is like, now I can add this into my collection.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
I want to listen to it on cassette tape. I haven't heard that in so long, and it has a very specific sound.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope for sure.
Yeah, no, and then like the project itself, like it deserves to have production work like that out there because like like I said, it goes back to like how it makes you feel. Like imagine you're just cleaning your house one day, boom, you pop it on a vinyl, right?
Yeah.
Fire. And I got it mastered for each. So
there we
Alex
go.
had to master it for vinyl, master it for cassette tape, master it for the digital streaming platforms and stuff. So it's gonna be a good vibe.
Be cleaning on Sunday, bro.
It's gonna be everything. All of it's gonna pull together in the ear too.
It's gonna be a vibe, bro, for sure.
So with your future projects and everything, with all its Vanity and like where it's gonna be at, do you see like how often are you back in the lab then? Like, are you just always making like always writing down or like always like having beats sent to you or like now working with DJ Reynolds, he got stuff for you all the time?
Sure. Yeah, I go on spurts, man. I gotta live life for a while. Sometimes I'm writing every day, but sometimes I'm just doing my own thing, but when I get in mode, it's just writing like that. It's 6-7 songs at a time. So moving forward, we definitely gonna have some crazy stuff coming out for sure. Like I said, this is the beginning. So
I can't believe this is just the beginning because like it feels like you've been doing this with him forever. Like this is not a project you guys just released. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I was so surprised. 6 months.
6 months. Just met my brother on Friday, man. It's just crazy.
So we talked about the music and stuff. Let's talk about stuff that you love to do. So you said we talked about you being a motorcyclist and then also a green dome. Let's talk about like your passion for being a motorcyclist. Like you talked about how you go to whatever city you're in, you always go to Harvey and get there's city exclusive stuff. Like how did you get into doing that?
Yeah, the motorcycles. I've been riding Harleys for about 5 years now.
Okay.
It's just a therapy for me. I said it in 456. I can't afford to think about no issues right now. It's merely because when I'm on my bike, I can't think about issues or what's going on in my life. I got to focus on the road. As soon as you get your mind off that, you done. So bike riding, plants. I'm a green thumb. I grew up always loving plants. Got plants. I'm opening up a plant store pretty soon in Garden of Via.
That's so sick.
Yeah, that's it though.
that.
I'm simple, man. I keep it simple. Ride my Harley. What's that? Oh yeah, album title. Word.
What is the album title?
You talking about the Garden of Via? He's saying for that to be an album title, the Garden of Via.
Oh,
that's the name of my store, the Garden of Via.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What made you want to open a store? Because like you have to have there's like a certain niche to get into that kind of stuff, right?
For sure.
You grew up with it, but then to keep it as well.
Right. Well, it's like my apartment is so many plants. For one, I got all these plants. It's an indoor jungle. So I was like, man, let me just open up a store. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's an indoor jungle. And where I'm at now, it's like, it's not too many of them, other plant shops. I mean, we got the big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I want to put more rare plants, exotic plants. In the plant industry, it's like an $8 billion a year industry. I'm not trying to get rich off of it. It's a passion. This is something I could do on the side.
It's also something that brings a lot of community.
For sure.
Because it's the same thing. A lot of people that really enjoy growing plants. My sister and my parents being one of them. Like it's just like they always end up going to the same plant store. And yours is gonna be one of the few that's playing rap music.
Right. Exactly. It's gonna be a vibe.
Yeah.
Man.
What are just some of your favorite things to grow?
Well, as far as grow, I don't really grow the plants. I'll get them shipped in and stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of the philodendrons, the alocasia. Everybody loves snake plants, even the hardy plants, pothos, snake plants. That's about it though with the plants though.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of knowledge behind plants too, because like I've been sending her like videos like, yo, they said get like eucalyptus for your shower, or get like a snake plant for your room to help with the production of oxygen, and that's so like growing up you were already into that stuff, and then how did you keep in it then? Because like I said, it's
a lot,
it's a lot to deal with.
So it really started with my grandmother's green room. She had a dedicated green room downstairs in her house, and I just remember, when I'm bored and got to come in or I'm stuck in the house, I'm in the green room, and it just stuck with me. And I was raised with my mother. She got a green thumb as well, so we just always had plants. Always had plants in my room.
It just go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's another therapy, caring for something else and making sure you're doing the right thing. Because I think that you learn a lot about a person with the condition of their plants. Whether they're, if you're taking care of your plants and your mind state too. Because there's been times where I'm down and out and all depressed and shit, and it's reflecting on my plants. They're dying, yellow leaves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you kind of have like a lot of positive outlets that like that know how to take you out of whatever you're going through, because from like bike riding to the music and then to the plant, to care of plants,
Right.
You really have to really just devote yourself to those situations and not think about the outside noise a lot.
Right, exactly. It is a vibe for sure.
Yeah. But we're coming towards the end of the podcast. This is where we open it up to shout outs to wherever you need a shout out to. And then we have a segment here. It's called Chef Special. It's free game or advice to the viewers that you've taken in life and that you can provide to them that, that can help anyone in their everyday life, Or lately we've been having people talk about recipes. So if you got like a recipe that you go to, then let's go ahead and talk about that as well.
Okay, so where we starting?
You start out with your shout outs first.
Shout outs. Okay, shout out to Salt Lake City. Shout out to DJ Renum Spoons. Shout out to Sauce Fendi, Alex Reverberi, everybody that had a part to play in this project. Shout out to New England. Yeah. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you.
The platform,
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
Thank you.
Shout out to you for,
Making your way, man.
making your way
Yeah.
here, 2,000 miles, first of all, and then to meet in some way a stranger, but not a stranger because you guys been working on it together. Like that. That's like just goes to show what kind of moves you can make nowadays, and you
Right.
just can't be scared to take risk, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then just a chef special, like I said, free game or a recipe you got, don't matter, or both.
Okay, let me see. Recipe for my favorite dish.
Yeah.
Navy bean soup. Muhammad's navy bean soup.
You're gonna
Yeah.
explain that one. I don't
So the recipe, you need white navy beans, little navy beans.
Okay.
This is from scratch, so you got to soak them overnight.
Yeah.
8
Okay.
hours. You
Oh,
soak
okay.
8
them.
hours, okay.
Then you boil them slow for about 3.5 hours. And then you add your seasonings, your garlic. If you want to add some vegetables, carrots, celery, tomato paste. There's different ways to make the navy bean soup, but yeah, I prefer mine with a little tomato paste, some onions, some garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my favorite. I don't cook meat. I cook vegetables and stuff. But
yeah, that's most like unique chef special we've had.
yes, sir.
That's it.
Shout out to Muhammad's navy bean soup.
Muhammad's
If you know,
navy
you
bean
know. Yes, sir.
And now we know.
Now
but
we
now we
know.
got to try it.
Yeah,
Now we
we
got
do
to look
gotta-
into it. We got to make it something.
Sure.
You chef, man, freaking that's a 12-hour process.
Oh,
Right.
I love 12-hour process. I love.
No, we're
I
used
love-
to it. Yeah.
I love like letting things like marinate overnight or whatever I gotta do.
know.
Like
Yeah.
when I do pho, like we just had
Exactly.
we just had everyone over there yesterday for Mother's Day. Shout out to all the beautiful moms out there. Shout out to the
out to the
everyone
mothers.
that's stepped up and like did what they had to do, because without you guys, the world would not be here.
That is a
right.
fact.
So
Hi, Mom.
Does your mom watch this? No.
No, dude. You hear how I talk on here? She actually might really enjoy it or really be disgusted. But either way.
It's like I raised you. But yeah, no, like we came home yesterday and we flew right in, and we had 2 hours of sleep.
Oh.
And then I came
you're
in.
insane.
I went to the store, bought all the groceries, barbecued all the way until like 6 p.m. And then I was just sitting there, I was like, I'm not hungry anymore. I'm not.
That's what happens every time.
Yeah, it's like,
my God.
but it's just like
Yeah.
such a process that you get into cooking, and you're like, okay, you feel amazing being able to do something like that.
That's probably how my mom feels. Same thing. Mother's Day, we were all eating. She was not.
Yeah,
Until I'm probably sure like when we left.
yeah. That's
same-
usually what happens.
Same deal.
But yeah, so navy beans, Muhammad's navy bean soup, and then let's
Sir.
go ahead and just go and get some advice to the viewers.
Advice. Man. My advice is don't take advice from anybody. Go with your gut. We got this how can I say it? We all have this voice in us. Sometimes we call it our gut or whatever. You know, I think that's what we should go with, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Going with my gut. I didn't take nobody's advice. You know, on the contrary, a lot of people will probably try to deter you from what you want to do or what your dreams are.
Yeah.
You know, if I would have listened to everybody, I'd be in real bad shape right now. Yeah, so, yeah, my advice is don't take advice. Go with your gut, and just stay positive as possible. That's it. With good intentions all the time.
Of course.
Of course.
For sure.
And make sure you guys go check out all the work that they've been able to put out in the world right now, because, like I said, it'll just take you back. If you're coming from the 90s era or like 80s era of music and like you grew up with all that kind of stuff, you will go down memory lane a little, and you will go back and listen to be like, damn, I listened to this stuff when I was growing up, and now being as an adult listening to it again, it's like a full circle of what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
With your music, being able to make it nostalgic, being able to like have a lot of meaning behind it, and then adding layers. First of all, to layers and layers and layers of it, because there's a lot of stuff we didn't know about the music that you were making until you started put it out there.
Production is great.
There's a lot
clean.
more.
Choir is great. The music, the sound is wonderful.
Thank
Man.
you. I appreciate
Like I
y'all
said,
loaning me an ear.
Of course. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of
So,
compassion, good intention, that music, and that's what we're here for.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
But we'd like to thank you for joining us here on Off the Menu podcast. This has been a beautiful episode, actually.
Yeah.
I would say
Most definitely. Most
being
definitely.
able to like just sit here and listen to what you've been able to provide to the world, and like I want you to know that you have listeners here, at least
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
You got a home here, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Thank you.
Whenever
sure.
you're back here, let us know, because
Yeah.
I cook for whoever. So you just gotta let me know what you
sir.
don't like, and I'll make sure not to cook that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate the hospitality.
Of course.
Of course.
sir.
And shout out to DJ Random Spoon for being able to put this together. Make sure you guys hit him up.
Thank you so much.
If you guys
If
are
you
up
need
in-
some beats,
if you guys need anything,
Oh, dude.
I met him at an event. He was DJing at the event. Shout out to Mesa Evolution Tattoo. Shout out to Laura. My family, that they made able to do stuff, because their story is crazy. We got to talk about them later, but what they've been able to do, and help with a lot of inmates coming out. They've been able to provide jobs for them and stuff like that.
yeah.
That's dope.
Shout out to them, because that's when I first met DJ Random Spoon. I served him a plate. I was like, oh yeah, what's up? Yeah. So he's like, now he knows. I was back there serving up the food.
That's tight.
But shout out to him for putting this all together, because without him, we wouldn't be sitting here with you today.
Yes, sir.
And
Shout
make
out
sure-
Random Spoons.
Yep. And shout out to you via the hub. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Let's get this music going. Let's get your plants going. We got to get you a plant shop here in Utah as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is a place that needs it as well. They're everywhere, but
branch.
I say less.
that stuff. There's never too much of that kind of stuff, because people need that stuff in their homes.
Facts.
Yeah, 100%.
for sure.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 79 Off the Menu podcast.
Boom.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Play excellence, play beautiful, and play proper. Stupid.
If you see P at EDC, take a picture of him.
Say hi.